Canada's capital city, Ottawa, is in lockdown. The mayor of Ottawa has declared a state of emergency. Conservative Canada, it's surprising perhaps to see this anti-vaccination protest actually occur there. What's happened? Well, truckers were the original people that decided they're going to take their trucks to the capital city to protest about the fact that they need vaccinations in order to be able to take their trucks into America. Why should they be pushed to actually put something in their body that they don't want to be put in their body? The truckers weren't on their way to Canada, but of course it's dragged in all the protesters, not just protesters from Canada, but protesters from America too. There's students on the street and the country's capital has been paralyzed. This rhetoric against the government, of course, is not just in conservative Canada. It's in other countries around the world. Whether it's vaccinations or other things, there's this split feeling in the world. The rich have made too much money in the last 2 years and the poor have got poorer. Poor countries that haven't been able to do vaccinations but also have suffered with lockdown are suffering much more than rich countries, and the same of course with individuals in the population. Right now Canada needs to obviously have its situation sorted out. It needs talking, it needs communication. But actually I'm going to apply that to the rest of the world as well. It's about politicians being much more transparent with what's actually going on and making sure that they communicate properly. Boris says that they had to lock down to stop the spread. But while he was locking down, he was having a party. He had all the information. He knew what was going on. So perhaps he wasn't as scared about the spread as perhaps he led the public to believe. So again, you see people turning against him. Will that lead to mass protests? We'll see. But the Conservatives, of course, need to make a change. But people say there's no one better to take charge. Okay, that's not a reason for keeping somebody, in my opinion, that hasn't told the truth. We see Canada in this situation. We see Americans joining in Canada, and perhaps we'll see protests in America as well. We've got social unrest to some degree. We need to make sure right now that that is stopped. How? Making sure that politicians do their job properly and try and make sure that the countries around the world are more equally treated. That, in turn, if it's seen to be done, will, of course, make sure that these things don't escalate as though they look they will right now. Will it affect the stock markets? Yes, ultimately, the stock markets don't like uncertainty. So yes, when there is uncertainty, it does affect the markets. It's not necessarily instant, but we'll see this uncertainty feed back into not just the communities around the world, but also into the stock markets. Okay, what do you think? Okay, do you think that the truckers are right? They have the right to protest and perhaps stop other people going about their lives. Is it fair? Should they be pushed into vaccinations to keep their jobs? Of course, we've seen this in other industries as well. Do you think they're right? Do you think they're wrong? Leave a comment below. Please like, please share the video. It's controversial, but please give me a comment. Tell me what you think. Are the truckers right or are they wrong to paralyze Canada's capital city?